What is up, everybody? This is Kong here, and I'm here with Godzilla. Hey! Today we're gonna be watching, I don't mind that dragon there. We're watching Godzilla vs. Kong 2021 Battle Face Off in the Dev Combat. I don't know that one, but yeah. 16 minutes long. We're gonna split the, to part 1, part 2, because if the video is like 16 minutes long, the hour's gonna take like 1.5 or 2.5 hours, so we're gonna split it to like about 8 minutes into another 8 minutes for part 2. How's that? Yeah, we don't want the upload to be too long, otherwise it might piss off the hell out of other people. Even piss off us. But anyways, let's get started. Yeah. Stand up here.
What will happen when Godzilla and Kong go head to head? In this video, we will go down to the hard stats and compare these two monsters to have a better idea of who has a higher chance of being the ultimate winner.
It's gonna be me.
We will explore intelligence, strength, agility, psychology, and much more that could determine the outcome of this epic battle. So make sure to stick with us to the very end as we put Godzilla and Kong to the test to determine who could be the next king of the monsters.
You know it's gonna be me.
Intelligence.
Intelligent.
This is a sensitive topic.
I think you might be
Godzilla
intelligent.
and Kong have both given us evidence of higher than normal levels of intelligence, at least when compared to other extant creatures. There are some clues that we can gather to determine who has the edge when it comes to battle intelligence. Over the course of many years, Godzilla has acquired enough battle experience to effectively counter any incoming attack with its well-defined arsenal of weapons. This is thanks to Godzilla's advanced capability of picking up on enemy attack patterns. In 2014, we see that after being flanked many times by the male Muto, Godzilla uses a tail swipe maneuver against it, crashing into a building. In 2019, we see that Godzilla figured out how to more effectively fight Ghidorah and determine the appropriate time and place to attack.
Fuck yeah.
While not having exactly as much experience as Godzilla, Kong displays a different type of intelligence. In the natural world, we see that animals that make the use of tools are normally creatures with higher brain-to-body ratios. Similarly, Kong uses both terrain and tools to accomplish complex tasks.
Or
While you could argue that Godzilla doesn't necessarily need to use tools, it does take some amount of intelligence to learn to effectively use handheld weaponry.
Tools are just boring for me.
If we place both Godzilla's and Kong's skulls side by side, we could probably get a better idea of their levels of intelligence. We see that according to how their skulls are shaped, the brain-to-body size ratio seems to significantly favor Kong.
Gee, Godzilla, your brain is tiny.
Is a relatively fair indicator of intelligence. It's safe to say that Kong has a slight advantage over Godzilla, at least in overall intelligence. But in the battlefield, Godzilla has an advantage over Kong in combat tactics. Therefore, in this category, both Godzilla and Kong come equal in battlefield critical thinking and intelligence.
Okay. Wow.
Intimidation.
Oh.
This scene gives us a better idea of how Godzilla uses its dorsal plates to act as an intimidation display to other titans.
Yep.
This display is usually followed by an extremely loud roar that could shatter smaller creatures. Now, in this round, we will also take into account the fact that Godzilla has never taken a step backward when faced with an opponent. Even after losing a fight, Godzilla will always fall back to battle position. A creature acting like this will inflict morale shocks to even the strongest of titans.
Yep.
In the real world, gorillas use chest pounding as an act of intimidation towards other hostile creatures. Similarly, Kong would use this same method to try to intimidate any other titans, including Godzilla.
Yeah, right.
Taking into account that Godzilla has faced more intimidating displays in the past,
Yep.
It is very likely that some mere chest pounding won't make Godzilla think twice before attacking. Even though both titans are intimidating, Godzilla takes the edge for being less likely to be fearful of the opponent while displaying slightly more intimidating behavior himself. Aggressiveness.
Oh.
By looking at the footage of how Godzilla kills its opponents, it's evident that Godzilla was hardwired to display raw brutality. These execution style finishers could imply that Godzilla used these deceased titans as an example to other titans who dared challenge his status as king.
Gosh, Godzilla.
Godzilla's style of combat is to inflict but also be able to soak in tremendous amounts of damage. This style of fighting can be compared to a berserker, an ancient and extremely violent warrior class known for inflicting huge morale shocks to opposing troops while being able to withstand tons of damage himself.
Gosh.
While Godzilla's combat style is synonymous with brute force, Kong seems to take a more strategic approach to combat. When seeing how Kong took on Romerick in 1973, we can conclude that Kong fights with more finesse, unlike Godzilla, who would grab and break the closest body part to him.
Yep.
Aggressiveness is also a psychological factor that would impact morale, and given that Kong does not fight with the aggressive approach as his opponent, Godzilla takes the edge on aggressiveness in this round. A more controlled approach to combat, however, might give Kong the edge in another category.
2 points for me, 0 point for you. Shut up.
Bite effectiveness.
Oh, I think I got a better
No
bite.
Titan anatomy is complete without a menacing jaw full of teeth. In this case, however, we are determining who has the most effective bite against the opposing Titan. Bite force is typically influenced by the geometry of the skull and size of the jaw closing muscles. By taking a look at the relative size and skull geometry, it is likely that the muscular and square shape of Godzilla's skull could inflict a stronger bite than Kong's.
Yeah.
But Kong's bite force should not be underestimated.
Yeah, Kong.
Gorillas have one of the strongest bite forces in the animal kingdom, with some specimens capable of reaching 1,300 pounds per square inch.
Damn.
Just because one Titan has the stronger bite does not mean that it's the most effective.
Hey, you bit me.
Kong has
Huh.
canine teeth that appear to be much longer than any of Godzilla's teeth. This means that even if Kong has a slightly weaker bite, its force will be concentrated in the smaller surface area at the tip of his sharp canines, which makes him more likely to be able to pierce an opponent's hide with ease. Although Godzilla has a stronger bite, Kong levels the stats with more bite pressure coming from his canines. Therefore, for this round, both Godzilla and Kong stand equal in bite effectiveness.
Damn, okay.
Arm strength.
Oh, I think you
Godzilla
got
and
arm
Kong have
strength.
different
Yep.
fighting styles, which are aided by different parts of their corporal build. The use of forearms can vary between the Titans. Godzilla's arms are used to block, parry, and even hold an opponent in place while he uses its strong jaws as a main weapon. These arms were even used to stop a 141,000-ton Titan dead on its tracks.
Hold on.
Although
Okay.
small in comparison to its body, these arms are by no means useless. Kong, on the other hand, uses them as its main weapon of choice. As discussed earlier, Kong fights with more finesse than its opponent. Similar to a wrestler, Kong uses his arms to hold back an oncoming attacker and for destructive punches.
Wait, hold
In the
on.
real world,
Kong, you fight more like a wrestler. I fight more like a brawler. Don't you think? Wonder which one is stronger, brawler or wrestler? Leave it down in the comments which one you think is stronger, a brawler or wrestler, or both. If it's both, then I'm shocked. I think I'm stronger. You brag too much, then we're just gonna move on.
gorillas are pound for pound the fourth strongest
Gee,
animal
damn.
in the world, capable of carrying up to 10 times their own body weight. This is due to the massive amounts of muscle concentrations in the upper torso and arms. Knowing this, it's likely that Kong could be able to lift Godzilla while being only a fraction of his opponent's weight.
Haha.
So who has the strongest arm strength? If we compare both arms side to side, we see that Kong's arms are significantly larger than Godzilla's. And by applying our recently acquired knowledge about gorillas, Kong takes the edge when it comes to superior arm strength
Hell
in
yeah.
this battle. Battle dexterity. We
Oh.
are now about to discuss one of the most underestimated attributes that you can have in battle. This attribute is dexterity. Before we begin this section, take a moment to appreciate that you, a human being, are the only specimen on Earth that can effectively throw something, aim, and hit the target.
Wow.
Maybe.